Hello everybody, it is me once more, Erik, with a K, and I'm so excited to see you today. I have more story for you, and I hope that you will like it very much. And the story that I'm telling today is called The Real, and it is by Detlev Linde, and that is the person whose story I've been reading to you every time. And so we are going to be looking at it one more time, and this is part 3. And I know that actually there are going to be many more parts, so you must listen carefully so that you can remember what happens, and then next time we will continue from where we left off. Are you ready? I'm so excited that you are here. This is The Real by Detlev Linde. Rosea loved to listen to Father Jacob's stories. But on the day after she had ridden on flying swans in her dream, she could hardly pay attention. On this day she had not come to listen. She had come to talk. The problem is she only wanted to talk with Father Jacob, not with all the other kids around. She wanted to talk about her pink place, her secret pink kingdom. It was a secret, and therefore she could not talk about it with the other children around. It was bad enough that she had to share it with the boy, Big Mouth. In truth, it was not bad to share it all with the boy. Because of him, her pink kingdom had grown. He had made it bigger for her, and she had made it bigger for him. If she thought about it, it had become not just a bigger place, but a different place. Her pink kingdom had lacked surprise. It had been so much just her that she knew all of it without even having gone everywhere. Now she shared it with the boy, and she could be surprised by new sights. She did also enjoy his wonder at the places she showed him. Together, they had made a great place into an amazingly great place, and she wanted very much to tell about this new adventure of sharing. She wished for all the other moms and dads to come home early, so that they could call for their children to come home, and she could speak with Father Jacob alone. It was a Friday. Many children were called home early, as their parents did not work so long on a Friday afternoon as on other days of the week. To Rosea, though, it felt like an eternity. She was not very fond of waiting, as waiting always took longer. And the more you wanted for waiting to be over, the longer it took. Finally, all the other children had been called home, and she could talk about her secret place without being overheard. Father Jacob, do you remember what I told you the other morning? Father Jacob wrinkled his brow as he asked, Morning? Rosea thought she might have better not reminded him of the morning. He had not been happy with her knocking at his door before the sun was up. She tried a different approach. Do you remember about the boy I told you about who had appeared in my pink kingdom? It seems that this time Father Jacob did not feel the need to remind her of her bad manners again, as he answered, I sure do. Rosea burst out, I saw him again. She continued, He came to my dream again, but I did what you told me, and I think we are friends now, and the whole dream place is so much better now and different, and there is so much more in it, and it is cool, and we had fun, and we were flying on swans, but they were not normal swans, and we went to so many places, and some only I knew, and some he knew, and she ran out of breath. Father Jacob calmly remarked, So I guess my advice was good, and you could see the together. Yes, there was a lot of together, and together was fun. Father Jacob smiled. That is very good for you. Many grown people should try this from time to time. Rosea was confused. There are no grown people in Togetherland. Father Jacob laughed. You are right, Rosea. Grown people do not go there. I just wish they could understand the value of together better in this world. In the world that, for lack of better words, we call the real world. Rosea did not follow how this might all fit with each other. She just went for what he had said last. How is this world not real? Jacob Marlin's smile looked a little sad as he tried to answer her. It is not always easy to decide what is real and what is not. When you look at a mirror, you see yourself and you think that what you see is really you. But when you lift your right hand, the one on the other side of the mirror lifts their left hand. Does that make one in the mirror any less real of you anymore? Rosea thought about it and then replied, I do not know, or I do not understand. I am not sure. Father Jacob thought of a different explanation. When I feel joy or pain and I do not show it, you do not know of it. So my joy or my pain is real for me, but it is not real for you. Rosea decided that this was one of those silly grown-up things. But Father Jacob, you cry, you laugh, or you tell me. Problem solved. Jacob Marlin was truly touched by her answer. He smiled and told her, It is beautiful to see that you know the power of sharing by heart. Once we share, it is all real. Rosea was proud that she had given the right answer, even as she did not understand what made this simple answer so great. She loved that this pleased Father Jacob. She heard her mother call. So for once her mother had come home early as well. She turned about and called out to her mother that she would be there in a moment. She had remembered just in time that Father Jacob did not like it when children shouted in her direction, and her mom could hear her better when she turned her way. She turned back to Father Jacob as she wanted his advice before she left. Father Jacob, I was not polite. I think the boy is a real boy, and I only call him Big Mouth, and I have not told him my name. Jacob asked, Has he told you his name? Rosea shook her head and said, No. Well, Rosea, I think you two will just have to introduce yourselves to each other the next time you meet. And you should not bring up that anybody has been impolite. She thanked Father Jacob and rushed off to walk home with her mother. But her mother wanted to go shopping instead. They went shopping together, which was part boring and part fun. It helped the fun part that Rosea was always allowed to pick a treat when they went shopping together. Rosea and her mother had a late dinner on that Friday night, and Rosea went to bed after it and fell fast asleep. Her dream carried her right away to Togetherland. She had decided for that name now for the pink place. As soon as she saw the boy, she informed him of her new name for the pink place, and then she introduced herself and he introduced himself to her. His name was Gideon, but he said, You might still call me Big Mouth. It feels like a name I have earned. I would like to call you Fierce, because you appeared very fierce when I first met you. Rosea liked the idea and agreed. Gideon proposed that they should explore Togetherland at a slower pace than flying with the swans from place to place. Rosea had an idea and shouted, Let us ride unicorns! Gideon rolled his eyes and whispered, Girls. But then he smiled and continued, Let me summon unicorns for Rosea the Fierce, Queen of Togetherland. The forest over yonder looks like they might be hiding amongst the trees. It was Rosea's turn to roll her eyes. Oh, Big Mouth. He was using grown-up speak again, but this time in a more fun way, and so her complaint had also been in good humor. He closed his eyes and did not move from the spot. As he opened his eyes again, two animals capered out of the woods, and he smiled. With pride in his voice, he announced, "Your unicorns." Rosea did not know how she should tell him, so she told it how she saw it. "Those are not unicorns." Gideon had a different opinion. "These are perfect unicorns. They are white as snow. They have a horse's head with a beard and a single horn, cloven hooves with tufts of hair, a lithe body, and a donkey's tail. These are classical unicorns." Rosea was convinced that if he could call these strange animals from the woods, she could do better. She concentrated, and some proper unicorns came prancing out of the underbrush. She exclaimed, "This is how unicorns are!" It hurt her that he laughed. "No, fierce. Yours are white ponies with a colorful mane and a horn on the head. This is comic book and not real." She snapped, "And how are yours real?" He got that look on him, all important and annoying, as he explained. "This is how unicorns were first depicted. This is the original. My father told me that the classical uniform looks a lot like a white oryx antelope, but more white and with just one horn. He thinks the first to tell of unicorns might just have seen a white oryx in Africa from the side and saw only one horn, and then he told about what he saw. The rest is made up." Rosea was impressed. That was a good story. Still, she did not want to give in that easily and shot back, "I am from Africa and have never seen one of your unicorns, with one horn or two. Where in Africa should that be?" He looked as if he tried very hard to remember, but then gave in. "I do not know where in Africa, and Africa is big. I do know that they are rare." Rosea thought that unicorns are also rare, which made Gideon's story more believable. She remembered her talk with Father Jacob and had an idea. "Okay, Big Mouth, your father said that the first person to see one did not look at it really well. What he told was real to him. Your unicorns are real to you, and my unicorns are real to me. Here in Togetherland, every real is real. Right?" He laughed and said, "You are right. Here they are all real, and yours look more comfortable to ride. I hope they are as smart as swans, because I have never been riding a pony, and it would be great if they help us, as we have no saddles." Rosea answered to that, "Let us go and ask them." She tried to look at her unicorns with Gideon's eyes, and they looked a lot like ponies. That was when she thought that his unicorns might be cooler. She would tell him, but not right away. More importantly, tomorrow in what was called the real world, she would ask her mother about the white antelopes. That story was called The Real Real by Detlev Linde. I am Erik with a K. And I hope you liked that story. I hope it was nice. Come back every day, because we have so many stories for you. And if you have missed some of them, go look on our channel, because they're all there waiting for you. Every day, a new story. How great is that? Goodbye, everybody. Remember to share. And remember that sometimes you see something and somebody else sees it a different way, even though it is the same thing. Bye-bye now.